Welcome back everybody, my name's Nick930 and today I'm going to talk about the newly released Battle Royale game, The Culling 2. This game is an absolute abomination. It represents everything wrong with independently developed games on Steam right now. Not only is it nothing like the original Culling game that many fans will likely be disappointed to hear, but it's a complete blatant ripoff of the two most popular Battle Royale games, mainly PUBG. Thankfully, the Steam community is already ripping this game apart in the Steam reviews, so people are less likely to be tricked into spending money on this. But just in case you're still curious, here's a few reasons why you shouldn't even consider buying this game. First, let's talk about the gameplay. The Culling 2 adopts the same old tired Battle Royale shtick we've already seen a dozen times before. Spawn in a vehicle high in the sky, parachute out, collect weapons, and get killed by someone behind you about 20 minutes later. It's a fun game mode in other more successful Battle Royale games, but the Culling 2 seems to get just about everything wrong. Firstly, the game's animations and controls are atrocious. The game is played in third person with no option to switch to first person at all. Searching buildings is uncomfortable because the camera is just high enough that it feels like it's fighting against the ceiling. When walking around outside, I couldn't tell if it was the prop placement or the camera, but everything felt tilted to the side. Unlike other Battle Royale games, attempting to aim your weapons will force you into a first-person iron sight. There's no way to zoom in and stay in third-person viewpoint. You can either hipfire or ADS, which just feels awkward at close to medium range, especially when using weapons like the shotgun. You can't even switch your shoulders, which is absolutely unforgivable in a third-person shooter game. Melee combat is interesting as it allows you to block, charge up attacks, and even break an enemy's block, but the game's tick rate feels so low that this feels really hit or miss. It's like trying to use the melee combat in a Grand Theft Auto game. Actual traversal feels really rushed and poorly designed. The sprinting animation often gets interrupted by any variation in terrain elevation, and there's no way to vault over waist-high objects. I do like how quickly doors open, but I often found myself getting caught in doorways trying to move around. The hitboxes for the player movement collision just don't feel right. Speaking of hitboxes, the actual hit registration is atrocious. Even running around in the matchmaking lobby made it clear to me that shots were not registering correctly between clients, which can end up leading to a lot of frustration during actual matches. The weapons themselves are poorly balanced thanks to the game's pointless perk system. You can equip perks that will suit your playstyle, like melee-focused perks that improve your speed and damage. But this completely breaks the game, as experienced players have already learned to just strafe all over the place with a melee weapon to freak out the broken hitboxes and avoid getting killed. Weapon attachments are too difficult to identify when exploring the map, and look terrible in the inventory screen. The extended mag for a handgun, for example, just looks like a blue box. The game's cosmetics are all locked behind a loot crate currency paywall requiring you to spend earned game credits on vanity items like shirts and pants. Otherwise, you're stuck wearing a bright blue or orange jumpsuit, which makes it difficult to hide from enemies in-game. It would be no surprise to me if the developers eventually added a second currency option that allowed you to spend real-world money to get the items you want. This game has almost no players currently, and likely will be dead within the next few days. Trying to get into a match takes about 10 minutes, as the match won't start until there's at least 30 current players in the lobby. There's so few players that you'll maybe end up accidentally running into 2 or 3 players even in the largest, most loot-heavy areas. And when you do end up running into a player, you either get a kill that feels undeserved, or you get killed from absolute nonsense. Oh, and then we have the actual visual presentation, which is laughably bad. Animations feel overly simplistic with things like reloading a weapon, locking your views that the weapon is parallel to the ground. The lighting is pre-baked with no shadowing and incredibly simplistic texture design. The weapon firing and muzzle flash looks like something from the late 90s. And just about everything about this game is garbage. I highly recommend avoiding this game like the plague. This is not worth $20. This isn't even worth being free to play. It's just another Battle Royale cash grab from a developer too afraid to try and do something unique. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more content posted every week.